So, have you heard about cloud security posture management? In other words, if you wanted to know on a dashboard how does your cloud's environment looks like, or the overall picture across the workload, that's called CSPM. And how would you know what are the tools available? There are some tools available natively, but let me give you a market research. So you see, this is from Gartner, and they have listed out cloud security posture management tools. So question is, there are many tools available for market, some good, bad, depending. And you're if you are just working in one single cloud environment, you may not necessarily have access to it, because these are usually in a large corporate environment where you have multi-cloud infrastructure deployment. So these are the filters also. So I'm not putting any filter. I want to give you as much as information, so that can help you. But you can have the criteria defined if something is reviewed in the last 12 years, 12 months, for example. The results we have from the Gartner are different. Checkpoint seems to be on top. But again, there are different criteria. It's not necessarily they're top, but there you have to read the criteria. CrowdStrike, everybody knows it. Reviewers, region, vendors, SysDig, that's surprising. I never heard they will be the CSPM. That's surprising. SentinelOne, I've seen it in a mid-sized market. So my question to you is, have you been using any one of these tools? Have you come across such thing where you have been deploying and using this tool, maybe your customer side, or maybe your organization, or you may be a vendor partner, which I really don't know about yourself, but these are the tools, as you can see. SentinelOne, as I said, I heard about it in the mid-sized market. A mid-sized market in US, you can say anything around 5,000 to 25,000, more or less, or 10,000. And when we look at these tools like Wiz, Defender, which is a Microsoft cloud, this is where the large enterprise comes in. It's a larger enterprise. It doesn't mean you cannot use in a small environment. And Microsoft Cloud, we have Prisma Cloud, which has pretty bad rating in my opinion, 3.7. That's from Palo Alto Network. They acquired a company back in days, and that's under the umbrella of Palo Alto Network. That's another tool. Trend Micro, that's really, I'm not sure. First time I'm seeing it in this. So yeah, if you have used it, I would love to know. Zscaler, yeah, they are competing a lot with Palo Alto. They have good products. So that's the reason they are there. They offer a whole end-to-end services. And then we have IAM-PAC, which I have no clue who are they. AlgoSec, a small startup, I guess. Fortinet is also very known when it comes to networking. If you have heard about Fortinet, let me know in the comment. If you have not, either way, let me know in both cases. So this is very known when it comes to networking, and Cisco, they compete with that. CSPM, I'm not really sure how good they are. I have not used it. We have Inside CloudSec. Orc, I think I heard about them more of a API security, so I'm really not sure about them. Then what we have is Tenable. Tenable, again, I heard about endpoint related, but I'm not really sure about the CSPM. Aikido, I think they are a startup. This is also seems to be a startup. So there's a huge list if you go down all the list, but and I have no preference because I don't want to be biased to any solution, but I've used a couple of them already. If I take out the filter here, then Wiz goes on the second on the list. And if you review the industry, let's say if you are in banking, then it will say, okay, Wiz on the top. Okay, so this is another criteria, which and where do they have their lot of footprints. So this is very important. And when I say banking is a regulated environment, you can select healthcare, you can select I'm not sure in the government. So if you do that, Wiz seems to be on top of that. So what is about Wiz? You can see they have the alternate. Palo Alto is competing with Wiz, and Wiz, they have their details here. Cloud native protection, CNAP, and so it's overall criteria or the details, but you can read more details in the white paper, I believe, which they publish. Same thing they have for Palo, and then it will help you give you a clear. So this is how you make decision when you are going to buy some tools. This is another way of looking at it. And also, if you want to look at from career's perspective, in my opinion, you cannot go wrong with that. I'm not sure about the footprint of Checkpoint in US, but definitely in UAE market, I know they used to have a pretty good presence there. So if you are from UAE, you can let me know in the comment. But Wiz has a lot of footprints here in US. Palo needs no introduction at all. And I'm surprised that Cisco is nowhere around here. This is interesting. And at the same time, interesting to see that the Defender for Cloud made it here, which is interesting. The Defender is picking up. So interesting to know. If you're a Microsoft shop, that could be of your interest. CrowdStrike, we all know they are endpoint detection remediation, so I'm not really sure how well does it give you the overall CSPM, posture management of your environment. But that's something I wanted to share when you are going to find a tool. But again, it's only for multi-cloud. But if you have one single cloud like Azure, then you may not necessarily need it. You may want to use the default Azure one. So does they have in AWS, and same in GCP. So if you are a single cloud shop, have one cloud, then you not necessarily need it. But in a multi-cloud environment, I've used a couple of these products in the past. In the multi-cloud environment, especially with the large enterprises, you get to see, because you don't want to go into one console for Azure, AWS, and all that. If you collect all these feeds, for example, in Palo Alto, Prisma, or Wiz, then you have collection of data from all those sources. So it helps you make better decision. In one dashboard, you have the visibility in all this environment. You know what I'm saying? So it gives you very good access, leadership level, overall organizational risk, or technical risk, in just one single dashboard right there. So that is pretty important from cyber risk perspective. This is not an IT operation. This is more of a leadership where you have to manage and then work with different teams. At one glance, you can say, okay, my AWS looks like this, Azure looks like this, GCP is this. So it can help you make better decision and the nature of your deployment in those infrastructure. So again, if you have worked in any of these tools, let me know which tool do you like the most and why. I am more curious and to learn more from you about this tool. And in the next future videos, I will cover some of the CSPM from their website. Basically, what do they offer? What are their capabilities and feature? I think these are important things to know because cybersecurity is a very huge topic. So if you look at large enterprise, information security, and everything comes under it, whether it's an AI security or security operations, governance risk, compliance, audit, cyber risk, AI security, data security, encryption, vulnerability scanning, AppSec, DevSecOps, you name it. They all come under the information security pillar. And knowing about these different tools is very, very important for you, not only as a career, but again, if you're going for a leadership role, you need to know all that. And these are the things which I always research, learn about it, and have tried to get the better understanding, because it's not possible to learn all the tools. but what these tools are capable of, this is very important. So let me know in the comments. I'll see you in my next video. I hope you like it. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you and bye.